Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you something. Nothing worth having comes easy. Nothing. You want success, you want greatness, you want to stand tall in your purpose, then get ready to fight for it. Success doesn't happen overnight. It begins with a vision, followed by relentless effort every single day. Every great achievement in history started as an idea. A simple vision in someone's mind. Whether it was an invention, a business empire, or a groundbreaking discovery, it all began with a thought, a dream that seemed far-fetched at the time. But the difference between those who turn their dreams into reality and those who let them fade away is perseverance. It is the relentless, day in and day out commitment to putting in the work, even when no immediate results appear. People often admire the final product of success. They look at the billionaires, the athletes, the artists, and the pioneers and see only the rewards, the accolades, the fame, the wealth. It all looks effortless from the outside. But what most don't see is the struggle, the sacrifices, and the countless hours of dedication behind the scenes. The truth is, success is built in the quiet moments when no one is watching, in the late nights, the early mornings, and the moments of self-doubt that must be overcome with action. Vision is the foundation of success. Without it, there is no direction, no sense of purpose. A person without a vision is like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly with no destination. But having a vision is just the beginning. Many people have dreams, very few take action. Even few are willing to put in the consistent work required to transform those dreams into something tangible. It's easy to be excited at the start of a journey, to feel the rush of motivation when setting goals. But that excitement fades, and when it does, what remains is discipline. There is a misconception that talent alone determines success. Talent is an advantage, but it is not the deciding factor. The world is full of talented people who never reach their full potential because they lack the work ethic to develop their gifts. On the other hand, history is filled with examples of individuals who may not have started as the most talented, but outworked everyone around them. Hard work beats talent when talent refuses to work hard. Every great success story is built on small, seemingly insignificant daily efforts. The author who writes one page a day eventually completes a book. The entrepreneur who makes one new connection every day eventually builds a network that changes their life. The athlete who trains every day, even when exhausted, eventually surpasses their competition. It is not about one grand gesture. It is about the accumulation of small, consistent actions that compound over time. Failure is an inevitable part of the journey. No one who has ever achieved something worthwhile did so without setbacks. Rejections, losses, and disappointments are all part of the process. But failure is not a signal to stop. It is feedback. It teaches lessons that success never could. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than most people have even tried. What sets them apart is their ability to get back up, learn from their mistakes, and keep moving forward. Patience is a crucial component of success. In a world that glorifies instant gratification, many people give up too soon because they don't see immediate results. They plant a seed, but don't stick around long enough to see it grow. Success is like farming. You plant, water, nurture, and wait before you ever see the first sprout. The ones who persist, who stay the course even when it seems like nothing is happening, are the ones who eventually reap the harvest. The journey to success is often lonely. There will be moments of doubt when it feels like no one understands your vision. There will be days when quitting seems like the easier option. And then the endless workload to work with the tribe. Some things are simply bigger than others. This is where true character is revealed. Those who succeed are the ones who push through, who keep going even when every fiber of their being wants to stop. They understand that discomfort is temporary, but regret lasts forever. Discipline is what separates dreamers from doers. It is the ability to show up every day, even when the motivation is gone. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes depending on circumstances. But discipline is unwavering. It is the promise you make to yourself to keep moving forward no matter what. Discipline means making sacrifices, prioritizing long-term success over short-term pleasure. It means doing what needs to be done even when it's hard, even when no one is watching, and even when the rewards seem distant. Doubt and fear will always be present, whispering reasons why the journey is too difficult. The mind will try to convince you to settle, to take the easy path, to lower your expectations. But the ones who succeed are those who silence that doubt with action. They move forward despite the fear, despite the uncertainty, despite the obstacles in their way. They understand that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to keep going despite it. Success is not reserved for a select few. It is available to anyone willing to commit to the process, to put in the work, and to keep going when the road gets tough. It is earned through persistence, through sacrifice, and through an unshakable belief that the vision is worth it. Those who understand this truth, who embrace the struggle and remain committed to their purpose, are the ones who ultimately succeed. Failure is not the end. It's the lesson. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Failure is one of the most misunderstood and feared aspects of life. We are often taught to avoid it, to fear it, to do everything in our power to ensure that we never face it. Yet it is through failure that we often find our greatest lessons, our most profound growth, and our deepest strength. Failure isn't a destination. It's part of the journey. It's a stepping stone on the path to success that far too many people overlook or try to bypass. But those who do avoid failure end up missing out on the power it holds. When you fail, it feels like the world is crashing down. The weight of disappointment, the sting of rejection, and the sharp edge of regret all collide, making it feel like there's no way out. But in those moments, you have a choice. You can let failure define you, or you can let it refine you. The truth is, every successful person has encountered failure along their journey. It's not the absence of failure that sets them apart. It's their ability to rise from it stronger, wiser, and more determined. Consider some of the greatest minds and innovators in history. Albert Einstein, who is widely regarded as one of the greatest scientific minds ever, failed his entrance exam to the Swiss Federal Polytechnic Institute. J.K. Rowling, author of the immensely popular Harry Potter series, faced numerous rejections before her book was published. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, famously failed thousands of times before he succeeded. These people didn't view failure as an obstacle. They viewed it as a lesson, a necessary part of the process that ultimately led them to their breakthroughs. Failure teaches us the importance of resilience. It teaches us that even when things don't go according to plan, we are capable of bouncing back. It's not about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you rise. Every failure presents an opportunity to learn something new about yourself, about your methods, or about the world around you. And it's through these lessons that we build the knowledge and wisdom necessary for success. Failure is a teacher, and if you're willing to listen, you will discover what you need to know in order to keep moving forward. It says setbacks are a natural part of life, and they come in many forms. Maybe it's a business venture that didn't take off the way you expected, a relationship that fell apart, or a dream that didn't materialize. It's easy to feel defeated in those moments, but it's crucial to remember that setbacks are temporary. They are not the end of your story. In fact, they may very well be the beginning of something even greater. When faced with a setback, you are presented with a choice. You can allow it to hold you down, or you can use it as a springboard to propel yourself higher. The key is to not stay stuck in the setback. Use it as the setup for your comeback. When you experience a failure, the first instinct is often to retreat. You may want to quit to avoid the pain of trying again. But those who come back stronger are the ones who face the pain head on. They don't let the sting of failure linger. They confront it, process it, and use it as fuel for their next move. In the world of sports, athletes understand this principle well. A team might lose a game, but they don't sit in defeat for long. They analyze what went wrong, learn from their mistakes, and then come back to play harder, smarter, and more determined. That same mindset can be applied to every area of life. Failure isn't always a reflection of your abilities. Sometimes it's a matter of timing or circumstances beyond your control. Many factors in life are unpredictable, and setbacks may arise for reasons that have nothing to do with your efforts or worth. But that's okay. Success is not about achieving perfection on the first try. It's about understanding that there is no straight line to the top. The road to success is filled with bumps, turns, and detours. And the ability to navigate those challenges is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. And one of the most powerful things about failure is that it builds character. It humbles us, teaches us patience, and strengthens our resolve. When we fail, we are forced to confront our weaknesses, our fears, and our limitations. But if we are willing to face those things and learn from them, we emerge on the other side with a deeper understanding of ourselves and what we are capable of achieving. We become more resilient, more adaptable, and more prepared for the challenges that lie ahead. Failure forces us to grow, and growth is essential for success. It's important to remember that failure is not permanent. Strength tends to live, though the hardest part about experiencing a setback is the fear that it will define us, that it will determine our future. But failure only becomes permanent if we allow it to be. The world doesn't stop moving just because we've fallen. The key to a comeback is to keep moving, even when it feels like the odds are against you. Every small step forward, no matter how insignificant it may seem at the time, brings you closer to the success you desire. The comeback doesn't happen in a day, but it happens one day at a time. The most important lesson failure teaches is that success is not guaranteed, but it is earned. There are no shortcuts, no magic formulas, and no guarantees. But if you keep going, if you keep learning from your failures, and if you keep rising after every setback, success will eventually find its way to you. Failure is a temporary chapter in your story, not the end of the book. It is part of the process, part of the struggle that ultimately leads to victory. So the next time you face failure, remember, it's not the end. It's the lesson, and that lesson is your setup for an even greater comeback. Motivation fades, but discipline keeps you going when the excitement is gone. Motivation is a powerful force, but it's a fleeting one. We all know the feeling, the rush of excitement when you first embark on a new goal. It could be the start of a new fitness routine, a business venture, or a personal project. Motivation is what pushes you forward in the beginning, giving you the energy to take that first step. But as the days go by, as challenges arise, and as the initial excitement begins to wear off, the motivation you once felt can start to fade. In those moments, when the enthusiasm starts to dwindle, it's not motivation that will carry you through. It's discipline. Motivation is like a spark. It ignites the fire within you and gets things moving. But as anyone who has ever tried to accomplish something significant knows, a spark alone is not enough to keep a fire burning. You need fuel, and that fuel is discipline. Discipline is the ability to continue working towards your goal, even when the initial burst of motivation is no longer there. It's the determination to push through the tough days, the days when you don't feel like getting up, the days when it feels like the progress you're making is slow or non-existent. Discipline doesn't rely on how you feel. It's about showing up, doing the work, and making progress regardless of your emotional state. Think about the moments when motivation fades. When you first set a goal, you're filled with excitement and it feels easy to put in the effort. But then the novelty wears off, the challenges start to mount, and the progress slows down. That's when most people give up. They've relied too heavily on motivation, and once it's gone, they don't know how to continue. Discipline, however, is what separates the dreamers from the achievers. Discipline doesn't ask for permission from your feelings. It requires you to show up and put in the work regardless of how you feel. It's the steady force that moves you forward, even when the thrill of the journey has faded. Discipline is not something you're born with. It's a habit, a skill that can be developed over time. The more you practice discipline, the easier it becomes to stay committed to your goals, even when things get tough. It's not about making huge leaps every day. It's about taking consistent, deliberate actions. You cannot expect perfect in life in skill set. You can expect tiny, small steps every day add up to significant progress over time. It's easy to be motivated when everything is going well, when things are clicking, and when success feels just around the corner. But when things aren't going the way you planned, when obstacles arise, and when it feels like the end is nowhere in sight, it's discipline that keeps you moving forward. Discipline says, even though today is hard, I will still do the work because I know that the effort I put in now will pay off later. The beauty of discipline is that it doesn't rely on your mood. You might wake up tired, uninspired, or overwhelmed, but if you have developed the habit of discipline, you'll still get up and do what needs to be done. It's about creating routines, building systems, and making commitments to yourself that you follow through on. Discipline is the foundation of consistency, and consistency is the key to long-term success. The more you commit to your routines, the less you'll rely on motivation to get things done. Discipline becomes a muscle that, when exercised regularly, becomes stronger and more reliable. Discipline also brings with it a sense of pride. It's easy to feel good about yourself when you're riding high on motivation, but discipline offers a deeper sense of accomplishment. It's the quiet satisfaction of knowing that you've done the work, even when you didn't feel like it. It's the confidence that comes from knowing that you have the strength and commitment to follow through, no matter what. And when you look back at the work you've done, it's not the fleeting moments of motivation that you'll remember. It's the daily discipline that allowed you to achieve your goals. One of the hardest parts about relying solely on motivation is that it often leads to inconsistency. You may feel motivated to work hard for a few days, but when that motivation fades, you stop. Without discipline, there's no consistency, and without consistency, there's no progress. Discipline ensures that even on the days when motivation is lacking, you are still making progress. You may not feel like working out today, but you do it anyway, because you know that consistency is the key to your progress. You may not feel inspired to sit down and write the next chapter of your book, but you do it anyway because you've committed to doing so each day. It's in these moments of pushing through the lack of motivation that true growth happens. The good news is that discipline is something you can cultivate in any area of your life, whether it's your health, your career, your relationships, or your personal development. The ability to stay disciplined can make all the difference. Like many other things, the magic to success is built on one simple idea: getting up every day, earning your money, making your money, going to work investing your money. It's easy to get distracted, to let your feelings or external circumstances dictate your actions. But when you make discipline a non-negotiable part of your life, you'll find that you're able to accomplish things that once seemed impossible. Motivation is essential to start the journey, to get you excited and moving in the right direction. But it's discipline that ensures you keep going when the excitement fades. It's discipline that helps you overcome obstacles, persist through challenges, and stay focused on the bigger picture. Discipline is the difference between those who achieve their goals and those who let their dreams slip away. It is the force that drives you forward even when motivation has long since disappeared, and it is the key to lasting success. The power that turns your ambitions into reality, one day at a time. Believe in yourself, trust the process, and put in the work. Faith alone won't get you there, effort will. We all have dreams and aspirations, things we want to accomplish in our lives. At some point, we feel that pull, that desire to make a change or reach a new level of success. And in those moments, it's easy to be inspired, to feel that sense of hope and belief that we can achieve anything. But inspiration and faith alone are not enough. The road to success, whatever that success looks like for you, requires more than just belief. It demands effort, persistence, and a commitment to the process. Believing in yourself is an essential starting point. Without self-belief, it's nearly impossible to take the first step toward anything meaningful. When you believe in yourself, you're willing to take risks, to push past the fear of failure, and to step into the unknown with the confidence that you can handle whatever comes your way. But belief doesn't guarantee success. It doesn't erase the struggles, the challenges, or the obstacles that you will undoubtedly face. Faith alone can feel powerful in the moment, but unless it's paired with hard work and dedication, it can only carry you so far. Trusting the process is just as important as believing in yourself. The process is what happens between where you are now and where you want to be. It's the journey, the work, and the effort that gets you to your goal. The process is often long and filled with setbacks, disappointments, and challenges that can make you question whether it's all worth it. But it is in these moments when the excitement has worn off, when the path is unclear, when the results aren't showing up as quickly as you hoped, that trusting the process becomes essential. Trusting the process means staying committed to the work, even when you don't see immediate results. It means continuing to put one foot in front of the other, even when the end goal feels distant. The process is where the growth happens, where the lessons are learned, and where the foundation for success is built. Effort is the bridge that connects belief and outcome. You can have all the faith in the world and still fall short if you don't back that faith with action. Effort is what turns dreams into reality. It's the consistent work, the sweat, the sacrifice, and the commitment that transforms a vision into something tangible. Belief is important, but it's effort that makes things happen. When you put in the work, you are actively shaping your future, and every effort you make is an investment in that future. The road to success is paved with effort. The more you put in, the more you get out, and the more progress you'll see. But effort alone isn't enough either. You can work hard and still face setbacks, failures, and challenges. There will be moments when you question whether all the effort is worth it. There will be days when you feel like giving up, when it feels like the work you're putting in isn't yielding results. That's when trusting the process becomes crucial. It's easy to feel discouraged when things don't go as planned, when the work seems to go unnoticed, or when progress seems slow. But in those moments, you must remind yourself that the process is just as important as the result. The setbacks are part of the journey. The failures are part of the learning curve. Every obstacle, every challenge, every failure is teaching you something that will be invaluable as you continue on your path. Many people want quick results. We live in a world where instant gratification is the norm. We want to see progress immediately. We want to see success right away. And when we don't, we get frustrated and discouraged. But the most meaningful successes in life are rarely instant. They take time, they take perseverance, and they require a willingness to stay the course, even when the path isn't smooth. When you trust the process, you accept that success doesn't always happen overnight. You understand that the work you're putting in today is building something greater, even if you can't see it yet. Trusting the process means believing that every step, even the small ones, is taking you closer to your goal. There's a saying, success is no accident. This couldn't be more true. While some may get lucky, most of the time, success is earned through sustained effort and consistent action. And that's where discipline comes in. Discipline is the ability to keep going even when you don't feel like it. It's the ability to show up every day, to put in the work, even when the initial excitement has faded and the motivation is gone. Discipline keeps you going when faith alone is no longer enough. It takes the belief you have in yourself and turns it into concrete action, no matter the circumstances. Discipline allows you to keep moving forward even when everything around you is telling you to stop. Faith alone won't get you there, but neither will effort without direction. When you believe in yourself and trust the process, your effort becomes focused, intentional, and productive. You're not just working hard, you're working with purpose. You're putting in the effort because you know it will pay off, even if the results aren't immediate. And that is where real progress is made. In the end, success is a combination of these three elements: belief, trust, and effort. You need to believe in yourself, trust the process, and commit to putting in the work. But above all, you need to remember that effort is the key that unlocks the door to your dreams. Faith and belief might light the way, but it's effort that moves you forward. Faith alone can't take you to your destination. Only through consistent, deliberate action will you see the fruits of your labor. And in that effort, you'll find the true power to transform your life. Fear will always be present, but so is your purpose. Choose purpose over fear every time. Fear is one of the most primal and pervasive emotions that we experience as humans. It's natural, it's instinctual, and it's something we all face in different forms throughout our lives. Fear is there when we step outside of our comfort zone, when we face the unknown, when we take a risk or try something new. Fear can paralyze us, hold us back, and make us second-guess our decisions. It's the voice that tells us, you're not good enough, you'll fail, it's too risky. It's the force that tries to keep us stuck, to keep us from moving forward, to keep us from living up to our true potential. But here's the truth. Fear will always be there. It's a part of the human experience. But so is your purpose. And when you learn to choose purpose over fear, you unlock a power within yourself that can carry you through anything. Your purpose is what gives your life meaning. It's the reason you get out of bed in the morning, the force that drives you to work hard and pursue your goals. Your purpose is personal and unique to you. It's your calling, your mission, your reason for being. When you're connected to your purpose, everything you do becomes more meaningful. It's the fire that burns within you, the deep sense of fulfillment that comes from doing something that aligns with your values and passions. Your purpose is what keeps you moving forward, even when the road gets tough. But in order to stay connected to that purpose, you must learn to choose it over fear. Fear doesn't just show up when you're facing something big or challenging. It often rears its head when you're about to make any change or step outside your comfort zone. It whispers in your ear and tries to convince you that you're not capable, that you're not ready, that you'll never succeed. But what if you stopped listening to that voice? What if Instead of letting fear dictate your actions, you let your purpose be your guide. When you choose purpose over fear, you make a decision to step into your greatness, to follow your passion, and to trust that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. Fear may be present, but so is your purpose, and purpose is stronger. One of the most powerful things about choosing purpose over fear is that it shifts your focus. Fear is rooted in doubt and uncertainty. It focuses on what could go wrong, the risks, the obstacles. But purpose focuses on what is possible, on the impact you can have, on the bigger picture. When you align yourself with your purpose, you're no longer bogged down by the small, fleeting fears that try to hold you back. Instead, you keep your eyes on the prize, on the work that needs to be done, the difference you want to make, the legacy you want to leave behind. Purpose gives you clarity. It cuts through the noise and helps you see beyond your immediate fears. Fear is often tied to the fear of failure. Many of us are afraid to fail, to fall short, to not be good enough. But failure is not something to fear. It's something to learn from. Failure is a part of the process, a necessary part of growth. When you're working towards something meaningful, fear of failure will always try to get in the way. It will tell you to play it safe, to avoid taking risks, to stay within the boundaries of what's comfortable. But when you choose purpose over fear, you realize that failure is just a stepping stone towards success. It's through the challenges and setbacks that you grow stronger, more resilient, and more capable of achieving your goals. Fear of failure is nothing compared to the fulfillment that comes from living in alignment with your purpose. Another common fear is the fear of judgment. We all worry about what other people think, about being criticized, ridiculed, or misunderstood. But when you're driven by purpose, you realize that other people's opinions don't define your worth or your path. Your purpose is personal to you. It's not about meeting other people's expectations or living up to their standards. It's about staying true to yourself and your values, and trusting that when you choose purpose over fear, you are on the right path. The opinions of others will always be there, but they hold no weight compared to the weight of your own purpose. And when you choose to honor your purpose, you release the fear of judgment and free yourself to live authentically. The truth is that fear is not something you can completely eliminate. It's a part of life, and it's there to protect you, to warn you of danger, to keep you cautious. But while fear is always present, so is your purpose. And your purpose is what gives you the strength and courage to move forward despite the fear. And the world can heap the load. And it lets us know that life, fear may never disappear, but when you learn to choose purpose over fear, you find that fear has less power over you. You're no longer controlled by it. You're no longer paralyzed by it. Instead, you move with conviction, with focus, and with the understanding that your purpose is worth the risks, worth the challenges, and worth the discomfort that comes with growth. Choosing purpose over fear means trusting yourself, trusting your abilities, and trusting that you are capable of navigating whatever comes your way. It means embracing the uncertainty and moving forward anyway. It means taking action even when you don't feel ready, because your purpose is more important than your fears. It means believing in yourself, even when fear tries to convince you otherwise. And it means showing up every single day, even when the path is unclear, because your purpose is the compass that guides you. Fear is a constant companion, but so is your purpose. The next time fear shows up, don't let it dictate your actions. Instead, choose your purpose. Choose the path that aligns with your heart, your values, and your passions. Let your purpose be the driving force that moves you forward, and let fear be the background noise that you choose to ignore. When you choose purpose over fear, You'll find a strength within yourself that you never knew existed, a strength that will carry you through the toughest times and propel you toward the life you're meant to live. So tonight, I challenge you, be relentless, be disciplined, be unshakable. Whatever your dream is, go after it with everything you've got. Because perseverance isn't just a skill, it's the key to greatness. Now go and don't stop.